So I've been posed with the question quite a few times, can you use the Rock Band mic for YouTube? This video is brought to you by lens flares, because sometimes you just want to record a video and enjoy the nice weather outside and you thought it'd be fun and would look nice, and you needed some vitamin D and nice fresh air, and you put the camera at the wrong angle. Lens flares, vitamin D, sunlight, Michael Bay, explosion. So I decided to put it to the test. I got this when I was working at GameStop. I've never actually owned a full copy of Rock Band, but they had a bunch of these they were throwing away. And so I picked it up, and the first thing I noticed is it has about an 8-foot USB cable, because it was designed for hooking up to consoles for party games, and you can't be having a short USB cable for that. So that was already impressive in and of itself, and come to find out, this is actually a Logitech microphone. Logitech is the one who manufactures it, and when you hook it up to your computer, even though this was designed for console, it reads as a Logitech USB microphone, which supports up to 48,000 Hertz. Good to go so far. So I hooked it up and loaded up Adobe Audition to record my audio samples, and I was both impressed and fairly disappointed at the same time. But first, let's go ahead and roll those audio samples, because it might be interesting to hear what this kind of microphone sounds like. Now, of course, I'll be inside for that part, but listen away. This is a microphone test using the Rock Band microphone that came with a Rock Band via USB. They are all pretty much the same for the original Rock Band microphones. They're not console specific, and they work with the computer. I just have it hooked up via USB. It's detected as a USB microphone. This is a test. This is a test. If I get too close, it starts to clip a little bit. It's also sensitive to wind. RIP headphone users. And there's a lot of handling noise. So if I'm like, how do you feel about this? There you go. How do I feel about this? How do you feel about this? If I'm moving it around a lot, you're going to hear it. I do apologize. Again, RIP headphone users. And you can find more copies of this, or more audio samples in my SoundCloud link in the description below. This is a microphone test using the Rock Band microphone that came with a Rock Band via USB. They are all pretty much the same for the original Rock Band microphones. They're not console specific, and they work with the computer. I just have it hooked up via USB. It's detected as a USB microphone. This is a test. This is a test. If I get too close, it starts to clip a little bit. It's also sensitive to wind. RIP headphone users. And there's a lot of handling noise. So if I'm like, how do you feel about this? There you go. How do I feel about this? How do you feel about this? If I'm moving it around a lot, you're going to hear it. I do apologize. Again, RIP headphone users. And you can find more copies of this, or more audio samples in my SoundCloud link in the description below. So the mic doesn't sound awful. By no means does it keep up with the professional mics that I use on a regular basis. But given that its purpose was for singing into a console game to simply just kind of play back via the speakers that you're not even really going to hear, it actually sounded fairly good. There were a couple things that did bug me though. It is super sensitive to air moving across the grill. If you blow on it, it just completely explodes. There's no built-in pop filter, no built-in shock mount, nothing. So it's sensitive to everything. And it's also sensitive to handling noise. Even just lightly moving my finger across the plastic surface of the microphone, it picks that up and starts making scratchy noises in your recording. I also had to keep it about 6 to 8 inches away from my mouth in order for it to not freak out at max volume. Again, you could turn down the levels, but if you keep it close to your mouth, it's still gonna clip. It's just gonna clip at a lower dB rating. So you are gonna wanna keep it a little further from your mouth and talk fairly loudly into it. But can it be used for YouTube? Absolutely. I would certainly recommend mounting it on some sort of mount arm. This would get a little complicated, but there are certain shock mounts which will just grip around the cylinder here. And I recommend just mounting it up somewhere so that way you're not holding it. It would still be useful for interviews as long as you have a firm grip on it, as if you're passing the mic around and moving your hands around a bunch, that is going to produce a lot of handling noise. But if you have a firm grip on it and are just using it for interviews, it would be great. Or if you're using it for a desktop recording situation, it would still work out fairly decently compared to some of the some of the cheaper microphones you can get that I've used, just by mounting it up there and talking into it. It picks up your voice quite well, picks up a lot of background noise, so you're gonna have to do some post-processing to make it work. But I have seen a lot worse microphones for some, that people pay for YouTube, and I don't necessarily appreciate them. Whereas this, you might actually have laying around your house and could help you get started on YouTubing or podcasting or something, just to really get the ball rolling if you absolutely had to. with something you either have lying around your house or may have picked up at Goodwill or a yard sale. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment down below with what other weird tech I should check out that I should repurpose for YouTube or other situations, such as this Rock Band mic. I love ideas like these, and I love making videos like this. Let me know in the comment section down below. My name's Adam Box. I'll see you in the next one.